afternoon. I am Dr. Richard Pawley, psychiatrist, and today I present to you a test case study with long-term patient Fritz O'Skennick. He is a mid-level security risk patient who suffers with voices, delusional behaviour and transient thought lucidity. This is video interview, Christmas session 2.
Yep, and so it begins as they switch on the Christmas lights and out come the decorations in the hopes of turning our shopping centres, towns and malls into a festive winter wonderland full of hope, magic and enchantment. Yeah, right. All it really does is highlight how fucking miserable everyone is as feet are trampled on and looks of cold despise pass between strangers as shopping cart rages at an all-time high in the season of goodwill to all men. With the media building the festive presents since the summer, with little reminders and subtle advertising. In fact, one of our local supermarket chains tried doing a summer grotto in the August to let people know that there was 16 weeks to Christmas. Big mistake! As I remember, some conscientious citizens took it upon themselves and formed a mob before going on to perform a public service, as they subsequently lynched the elves and rammed a carol-jingling iPod docking station up Santa's arse, before leaving them all hang from the food court before torching the grotto to the ground. But strangely, the media painted it as a bad thing. A tragic day and a wasteful loss of life instead of the selfless act that it was. But what really fucks me off big time is how the media is trying to dictate how much you spend on friends and family members. Oh yes, buy your brother the latest top-of-the-range computer from Dell for only £600. Fuck off! He'll have a £10 DVD and fucking like it, and be fucking grateful that I thought to buy him anything at all. I refuse to be manipulated into debt, or guilted into spending a fucking fortune, and made to feel like a tight bastard so some greedy, faceless corporations can secure a profit margin. Bollocks to them, like the Beatles sang, money can't buy me love. It starts as you enter the store and get maced by the prick on the perfume counter, as he grins and says, "Eau de toilette." You fucking what? Eau de toilette? So not only has the cunt blinded me and left me gagging for breath, he left me stinking like a fresh crapper. He might as well have kicked me in the bollocks on the way down when I collapsed, grasping at my eyes and throat. Of course, by the time I'd finished retching, wiped the tears from my eyes and got my breath back, a huge argument ensued. I mean, back me up here, yeah? A scent suggests subtlety, like a scent on the breeze or a slight whiff in the air. But when some prick maces you, or someone obliviously overdoes it to the point where it burns the back of your throat and eyes, it's a stink and it's a stench and it's just plain unpleasant. If the guy had apologised for his transgression, it wouldn't have gone any further. We could have gone our separate ways, problem resolved, no hard feelings. But no. He just had to put his hands on his hips, throw back his head and laugh, as he told me I was being ridiculous. Probably store policy, never admit wrongdoing so to avoid lawsuits. Not a good stance to take to a pissed off guy in the midst of Christmas shopping rage and severe bar humbuggery. His laughter soon turned to tears as I quickly laid him out and performed a colonic irrigation with a can of squirty cream from my grocery bag. And cream-pied the bastard. And although it resulted in a chase with security and a county court injunction, I think it was a point well made. He'll think twice before macing any other poor bastard as they enter the store in future. And why the fuck do some people think this crowded nightmare, where you can barely move or breathe as you're dragged along, fighting against the human tide to reach your chosen shops, is ideal for children, pushchairs and prams? I mean, I'm an adult and I find it overwhelming and intimidating, but add screaming kids to the mix and my head is ready to melt down. I want this, get me that, strop, paddy, fling myself on the floor, screaming and kicking. You'll get my toe up your arse, you selfish ungrateful little shit. Does Santa not have a naughty list anymore? When I was a kid, there was always the threat that if you were naughty, Santa would bring you a sack of tea ash and peelings. And the legend of the uncle who got exactly that when he was a naughty kid. But no, we reward them for being disrespectful, obnoxious little wankers who grow up to become monsters who think the world owes them. I suppose it would be considered an act of child abuse to actually give tea ash and peelings to some pain-in-the-arse kid with an attitude problem. Huh. The PC nuts would have a field day if you dared to chastise your child for being naughty. Heaven forbid that they be held accountable for their deeds or find consequence to action, or told off for wrongdoing. Could scar them for life, They might learn from it and become better people. Oh no, we can't be having that. That would violate their rights and bring down their self-esteem. There's no way that they should be made to feel that they could possibly be wrong in any way, shape or form. Okay, cancel sarcasm mode. But I digress, that's another topic for another day. So, getting back to Christmas shopping. Season of goodwill, my arse. Never a more miserable bunch of bastards will you ever meet than Christmas shoppers. The queues are a nightmare, tempers are frayed, and consumer rage is at an all-time high. And am I the only one to notice how pushy corporate and business-like charities have become? Gone are the days of putting your spare change in buckets and tins. No, now they go for the hard sale. Give us your bank details. So you can sponsor Lucy in Ethiopia or adopt a panda in China for £10 monthly donations. Fuck off! I had my wallet in my hand at the suggestion of a donation, but alas, it was swiftly returned to my pocket upon the mention of a direct debit. No means fucking no. So you politely tell them no and begin to walk away, but it doesn't stop there. They either block your path or they start walking with you as they going for the kill with the guilt trip. Fuck off or I will fuck you off. Which part of that do they not understand? I mean, I feel bad for doing it, but when some prick is invading your personal space and won't leave you alone when you decline them, I'm sorry, but it's harassment, plain and simple. It's pretty much move or I'm going to knock you on your fucking ass. And I think you'd be perfectly justified in doing so. And it's not that I'm mean with money or that I'm unsympathetic to causes. It's just that there are so many causes out there. And personally, I prefer the choice of being charitable when the mood and financial ability take me, rather than being bullied into monthly payments. And the charity shops are not much better. They used to be cheap and cheerful, finding odd little gems at bargain prices amidst the knickknacks that brighten your day and warm your heart in the symbiotic relationship between charity and customer, as you benefit from each other. No, now they battle each other for dominance as they fight to appear more corporate, and upmarket as they get fussy over what is donated to them. I swear I popped my head into the back room of a charity shop the other week, and there was some old bastard that looked like he'd been wheeled in from the Antiques Roadshow, with his spectacles on a chain around his neck, and leather elbow patches on his tweed jacket, supping tea from a vintage bone china set, as he priced the knickknacks at retail cost and antique value. Unfucking believable. Admittedly, online shopping does help some way towards taking away some of the burden and pressure from Christmas shopping, but it can also become habit forming and make you decidedly antisocial. Because despite the misery of traipsing around in the cold and fighting the need to pull some inconsiderate prick's scrotum up over his head and wedge his plums up his nose, it's still good to have that human contact. If nothing else, it confirms that you're still alive. And despite my bitching and moaning, I, like everyone else, will be doing exactly the same thing next year, suiting up for the cold, rage-filled Christmas shopping and bitching and moaning about it. But fuck it, it's my right to do so. And of course, when the shopping is over, there comes the joys of the giving and receiving gifts on the big day. The joys of grinning like a big fucking idiot as someone gives you something that you know in your heart of hearts will either break when it hits the bottom of the trash can, or will be donated to a charity shop in the new year. Trying desperately to maintain a false, happy, grateful grin that begins to resemble a grimace as you thank them through gritted teeth while your mind divides between not wanting to hurt their feelings and wondering why they fucking bothered and do they even know you. But even worse than that are the friends that consider donating money to a charity in your name is a gift to you. What the fuck? How do you even respond to that? If you really couldn't be bothered to buy me anything, you should have just chucked some money in a fucking card and I'm done with it. It happened to me a couple of Christmases back. I bought them this big expensive bottle of wine and they pulled that shit. Thankfully they'd gone first in the gift giving, so I pretended to be touched by the gesture, quickly ran up the stairs, got a Christmas card out of my bedroom drawer, scribbled "Thanks for the tenner, peeps," with my left hand and promptly wiped my ass with it before stuffing it in an envelope and giving it to them, explaining that my gift was in the same vein as theirs, and I'd given some homeless guy £10 and told him it was from them. Strangely enough, I never saw them again, but the look on their faces was priceless. It told me they felt exactly the same as I did about receiving such a gift. Hopefully they will have learned a valuable lesson from the experience, which simply put, is you don't pull that shit with friends or offence will be taken. Well, I think that's me done for now. So in typical Fritz tradition, I bid you happy fucking Christmas and bollocks to you in the new year.